Hey, Daniel and Chris here. What you're about to see is from the Superhero Show, IGN's weekly roundup of superhero culture.
Yeah, and Dan and I have seen the first 2 episodes of Daredevil on Netflix, and this is what we thought of them.
Another man's evil does not make you good. I respect your conviction. The lone man thinks he can make a difference.
This darkness is the light.
I'm just trying to make my city a better place.
So, Daredevil is here. Daredevil is upon us. 10 episodes, all landed on the same day.
DD Day.
Yeah.
As I've been calling it.
Which is today when we're recording, so we've not been able to watch enough to talk about the whole series. We've watched the first 2 episodes, and we've got a guy on his own watching all of them and reviewing them, like, as the day goes on, which is hard work.
It's a great job, but also...
That's stressful.
Why would you do watch one, right?
Yeah, that's what he's doing. Like, I'm watching them go up.
Good luck, Matt.
So it's the middle of the afternoon on the Friday in the UK, and he's done 5 reviews so far.
Good on him.
Halfway there.
So we're going to talk about just the first 2. So we're going to spoil the first 2 episodes in quite some detail. So you might want to watch it first, but if not, we're going to go for it.
Yep.
So first thoughts on the Man of Fear. Like, what do you think about, I guess, just the Charlie Cox, I guess?
Charlie Cox...
Because you were in the past, you've been a bit uncertain about it.
Yeah, I'm feeling the same way so far about both him and the show. I'm liking it without loving it. I think it's really well put together. It's a little more low key than I was expecting, but I'm enjoying it. But I'm hoping it's going to go to more dramatic places.
Yeah, and I think low key is a really interesting word to use for it, because it's 50 minutes. They're all about 50 to 55 minutes, which is about 10 minutes longer than you get on like a network. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that 10 minutes just lets it breathe quite a lot. Like, there's a lot of patience to the scenes. There's a lot of character work, incidental character work that you think would probably get cut otherwise. And it's really kind of like patient build-up to a lot of this stuff. Like, he's usually in the costume once an episode, twice max.
Yeah.
It seems so far. I've seen one more episode, and it seems much more about uncovering this mystery on what is going on about Union Adelaide and various kind of redevelopment of Hell's Kitchen following the incident, the Avengers disaster, which I thought was a really nice way of not hammering it home but kind of weaving it in there.
Yeah, it took me a while to figure out what that was.
Yeah, but it's smart though. Like, there's all these crime bosses are going to like manipulate and take advantage of the Hell's Kitchen redevelopment.
And you talk about giving it time to breathe, but you know, we've not even seen Kingpin yet.
No.
2 episodes in, which is kind of... But that's the bravery you can have when you're dropping it all in one go and it's
Definitely.
not week to week. What do you think about Charlie Cox?
I don't really know him. I saw him recently in the Hawking movie, Theory of Everything. He has quite a small supporting role in that. And I've not seen Boardwalk Empire, so I don't really know much. But I've heard... I really like him. I think he's like really sincere, charismatic.
He's likeable.
I think he plays intelligent well. I think he comes across as really smart as Matt Murdoch. Mm-hmm. And I know he obviously using a stunt double who looks a lot like him with that mask on. But I think he does the action really well. And I think the action is one of my favourite things. Because we always talk about, like, was it going to really push it? Was it going to be brutal? And, like, 2 episodes in, bloody hell, I think it really is.
Yeah, that scene in the corridor...
Yeah,
that's a big one, isn't it?
Yeah, and I love how he's, you know, he has powers, but they don't kind of like explain to you, these are his powers. He uses them subtly, and then you go, oh, you can kind of do that, I guess.
But yeah, we don't know. We might get more of an explanation as it goes on.
Bits and bobs.
I feel like when the suit comes together, and the thing is though, we're putting this out. People would have seen. People will be ahead of us. You can tell us.
Yeah, but I like the fighting in the sense that, you know, none of his powers are, in terms like physical, like he gets tired and like he gets messed up in those first 2, hence probably necessitating the more kind of body armor suit because he gets stabbed. But when he's fighting in that corridor, which is a great sequence, he's like exhausted and in pain, but just keeps on pushing through, which is the whole kind of it's the kernel of his character really. He's never give up.
It's very reminiscent of Old Boy. I think the scene with the hammer, which you should go see after you've watched this. What are your feelings about Foggy?
Foggy's a bit annoying, but Foggy's a bit annoying in the comics.
Yeah,
like he is. I think they will give him more to do. I've kind of read around some of our other reviews without trying to spoil it for myself, but I think he is given a lot more to do later in the show. I think it's more when he's just being a bit zany for the sake of it, but I think you do need that. Like it seems quite a dark show in a lot of ways. I think you'll maybe miss it if it wasn't there.
My least favourite element of it And I'm not sure if it's because of the character or the actor.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the actor, because you can have light relief in these things without it coming across a bit annoying, and it's grating on me. But like I say, you know,
I think that last episode we watched where they got drunk is particularly bad.
it was a bit painful.
It is a bit painful, but
So we've got reviews of 5 episodes up.
And
do you want to know what our ratings are?
Yeah, go.
I can give you a rundown. Episode 1, 8.2. Episode 2, 9.2. Very positive. Episode 3, 8.5. Episode 4, 9.3. Episode 5, 8.3. So Matt Fowler, who's reviewing them for us, is really enjoying it.
He's enjoying every other episode loads.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to seeing episode 4 then, 9.3.
9.3.
So yeah, I'm going to watch quite a lot of it this weekend, I think.
Yeah.
That's the problem though. Do you think it does it any... Because it's weird, like we said it in the show before, like already by the end of watching this, we'll have more Daredevil pretty much than any other Marvel character. You'll get to know him in a way for longer than you will probably Tony Stark. I haven't done the maths, but roughly in my head.
Yeah.
You kind of will know more about this character, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah. Well, it's great. You know, we'll form a proper bond with him, but you know, you're more the Daredevil fan than me.
Yeah, and I feel like I'm kind of getting a little bit giddy watching the first 2, and I need to like... You know, I'm really enjoying it regardless, but then remember to engage critical faculties and not just get overwhelmed, because this is the character that I grew up reading.
Yeah.
And this is much closer to that character than the film that we got. It's like, I'm quite like happy about that and enjoying it, but I want to see how good it gets.
I'm seeing something that's a bit better than the first couple of episodes of something like Arrow, but not hugely, not the big step that I kind of thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
But equally... You know, Arrow just kind of tootles along. I'm hoping this is going to go to darker, more interesting places.
And I think we'll really know that when you and I get around to the episodes where he comes face to face with the Kingpin. And that, because everything we've heard about the show going in is it's a story of Matt Murdoch, but it's also the story of Wilson Fisk.
Yeah.
So it'd be really interesting to see what that dynamic's like throughout the rest of the show.
Can we talk about it next week?
I think we're going to talk about it every week. And also who the hell's playing Captain Marvel.
Yes, exactly.
So yeah, until next week, hopefully they announce who Captain Marvel is, or we get another picture of Deadpool on the toilet. Until then, for everything on Marvel, DC and all the rest, stay right here on IGN.